My brothers, hope you're all doing well. I am back in Mexico, the villa that me and my friends work from, as you can see. Took a dip in there today, the water was freezing, but it was a great way to freshen up. Anyway, there's something symbolic about this particular part of the house. And actually, what's symbolic about this is the fact that the video that I've done on YouTube with the most amount of views was done walking around in this little back garden here with that little pool in the background. And the video was, I changed my mind about Andrew Tate. It got 30,000 views, and I remember that got me my first sort of 300-400 subs. So there's a special feeling about this particular back garden. Not so much about the content that I did that time, but more about this is the place that really kicked off my YouTube channel and really got me moving. On that note, it's important for me to discuss what I'm extremely passionate about. The title of this video is Making Men Great Again. Now that's supposed to spur you on and piss some people off because it does come from Donald Trump's presidential campaign of Make America Great Again. Because of course what he's insinuating is that America is no longer great, which I would agree with. It's losing its prowess and the East is rising. And so ultimately, making men great again has a similar premise because men are losing their power in society. Men are losing their place in society. Masculinity is not admired as it used to be. Who is going to step up? Now, there are a bunch of influencers who are trying to put the message out there. Some of them have come across as very controversial. Some of them have gathered a hell of a lot of followers. Some of them have put a good message out there, a good, well-balanced message. So every single person is unique in their take on what masculinity is. What does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to make men great again? Now, ultimately, I don't care who I'm going to trigger in this video because I'm not making this video to make you feel good. I'm making this video because it's necessary and it's important because men like me need to stand up in today's world and need to prove the importance of masculinity in society, the importance of having masculinity in a societal world. Protection, strength, courage, bravery, leadership, all of these fascinating traits are not led by the feminine energy. They are led by the masculine force. And it's funny, but there's a reason why I do these videos topless, is because I'm like, this is what a man is supposed to look like. A man is supposed to look strong, like Hercules, not lanky and skinny and timid. That's not what a man is supposed to look like. A man is supposed to look like this. Ripped, sharp, strong, knowing where he's going, protecting the people around him. Why do you think I make these videos? For money? Definitely not. If it was for money, I would have stopped a long time ago because I don't get paid for these videos. Now, maybe one day when I get to a certain number of subs, of course, then I'll try and bring in the right sort of sponsors. But I make my own money and I'm rich enough and I don't need more money. I'm not trying to put content out there to grab money off people. I'm trying to put content out there to change the lives of the individuals that are looking at this from the other side. The idea is to, in this video in particular, make you realize the importance of masculinity and masculine energy in your drive to be a happy man. You see, the way I feel is, I don't think you're going to be necessarily happy if you're a man and you don't portray any masculine traits. Genuinely, I believe that. I believe every man needs to have a level of courage, bravery, direction, goals, brotherhood, strength. These are imperative masculine traits. Imperative. And in this world, and by the way, I'm not here to say transgenderism, gays, lesbians, all of that is terrible. Absolutely not. That is not what I'm saying. There is a place in this world for everyone. In fact, transsexualism and transsexuals have existed since the dawn of time. So this isn't something necessarily new that's popped up in today's society. We're like, oh, what is this horrible thing? Oh no, let's go back to masculinity and femininity. Get rid of all this, all the homosexuals and transsexuals. Get rid of all of it. Absolutely not, because we will not fight fire with fire and we will not fight hate with hate. We will lead by example. And my example is that all of you are gifted and have a place in this world. I respect you if you're gay. I respect you if you're a lesbian. I respect you if you're transsexual. I respect you if you want to change your gender. I respect you whatever you are going to do, as long as you've made a decision and you're clear about that and you know this is the right decision and you've thought about it, and it isn't just the media that's consuming and brainwashing you, because that's what social media does, and that's what the media does. Absolutely brainwashes the minds of our young children. To me, I call them the children of God. You know, God is the only person I fear. I fear nobody but God. And therefore you and me are all children of God. And that's why I use that term. Why do we need masculinity? Why is it dying? Who is going to step up and retrieve the pain of the lost men that we have? Do you know how many lost men I come across? Men that have given up on life, that are sitting on their sofas, eating garbage food, watching video games, stressed, depressed. They can't get the girl. They can't make the money. They can't motivate themselves to go to the job. They can't motivate themselves to go to the gym and to exercise. I cannot stand here and watch this happen another day. This is tearing me apart. Who am I to sit in a beautiful villa like this, have a body like this, have millions in the bank invested, make these videos, get these beautiful girls, party, fly around the world? Who am I to do all of that and you not to do that? Why me? Am I special? Is it the genes? Was I born with a natural ability? Did I come from a certain family? No, I didn't. I worked my ass off. I trained my mind. Fine, I was lucky that I had a father who was a masculine figure, but I worked to get what I have. I never came from a rich family. I worked hard, and I want you to do the same thing. But I want to give you the steps and the motivation and the help in order to do so. So the idea is to make men great again, because men are no longer great. And if you think this is bullshit, why don't you ask girls in your vicinity? Have a conversation about girls next time you're out. Be like, hey girls, I want to just question you on what you think is happening with masculinity in today's world. What a great question that is. I'm telling you, most girls would love to talk about that. What do you think is happening to masculinity in the world? And just wait and see what sort of responses you get. What I've noticed is the general majority of women are basically saying that, oh, guys are just wimps now. Oh, guys are just not masculine anymore. They don't know how to look after me. They don't know how to take me out. They don't know how to approach me. They're too busy swiping on Tinder and trying to sleep with all these different women. They're too busy playing games online. They're too busy knowing how to doing all their little BS activities, drinking in pubs and bars to come and look after me and be a sweet masculine figure. Do you know how many women say that to me? Guys don't even walk up to girls anymore because they've got all these dating apps and they think, yeah, it's all good. I'll just have a little swipe on the app. You bloody loser. Everyone's doing that. Why don't you think about what's different? Why don't you think about how you can be different? So the state of affairs for masculinity is terrible, if you ask me. Terrible state of affairs. If you look at the stats, you will see men are committing suicide, men are killing themselves, men are struggling in today's world. That's not to say it's because women are flourishing. Why is it that men have to suffer if women are flourishing? That shouldn't be the case, but I tell you what, it seems to be the case. Now, what should have happened is that men should have actually become stronger in order to counteract that bullshit that we're getting from the extreme feminism. Now, I'm all for feminism and I'm all for equality. I'm all for equal pay if you're doing the same amount of work. But men and women are not equal. That is not true. Biologically, we are different, not only from our genitalia, but the way we are wired in our brains. What we need in this world is a good balance of masculinity and femininity. We need a good balance of both energies. You see, if I'm to sit in my masculine all day long and I have zero feminine energy, I'll have no emotional intelligence, I'll be unhappy, I'll be grinding, I'll be stressed the whole time, and that's not really the life I want to live. So feminine energy is actually key to tap into at times, because you can tap into your emotional intelligence. And that's what's needed. Sometimes I want to love, sometimes I want to care about people. You know, sometimes I want to show affection and be like, what's up, bro? Like, what's going on? In fact, the reason why I do these videos is probably the masculine side of me sees the full form of like leadership and help and protection, but the feminine side sees emotional intelligence and sympathy. I'm sympathizing with these guys that are sitting there and they don't have anything. Why should I have these things and them not? And so there you can see that there is a fine balance, and the universe is constantly battling itself, between the yin and the yang. All the forces are constantly battling against each other to achieve a level of equilibrium. This is absolutely no different. Masculinity and femininity need to work in tandem in order for society to reach an equilibrium point of glory, of faith, of power, of success, of humans flourishing in what they do, flourishing in their work. Don't you want to see a bright future for all human beings? I don't care whether you're gay, trans. I don't care about that. I'm not against that stuff. I'm just saying the agenda's gone so far that now we don't even value masculinity. And when I typed in masculinity the other day into the Google Trends, the third thing that came up was toxic masculinity. That's what masculinity is being associated with? That's what we've got to? That masculinity is toxic? Sure, toxic masculinity exists, but true masculinity is certainly not toxic. True masculinity is required for all of society to flourish, because what we do is we protect, we lead, we love. What you don't understand is us men, the true masculine men, are open to loving people as much as we possibly can. I'm doing this out of my own love, out of my own heart. I want to see men succeed. I don't want to see men depressed and killing themselves. If a man is depressed and he kills himself, a piece of me has died inside. And so that's why I'm doing these videos. So the love, the protection, the care, the leadership, that is all from true masculine energy, not toxic masculinity. I understand what toxic masculinity is. I understand it's aggressive. It's not being in touch with your emotions. Believe me, I had an old school father who leaned a lot into toxic masculinity and wasn't so in touch with his emotional intelligence. Lovely guy, of course, but just like any man of the old generation, he was very single-minded and very focused on, making money, loving the family, and the woman needs to just get the stuff done and care for the kids. And the modern day man certainly doesn't feel that way anymore. And so understand the essence of toxic masculinity. So I don't want anyone to sit here and be like, oh, this guy's toxic. Yeah, bullshit. This guy's doing this out of the kindness, out of the protection that he feels, out of the pain that he feels that men are struggling, that men are dying, men are committing suicide, men are depressed, men are not. When I walk down the street, when I walk down the beach, let's just say, I look at my body compared to everyone else's body, and what I realize is I have a top 0.1% body. Which means it's not, oh, his genes. No, I've worked very bloody hard to have this kind of body. Which means that most men don't really care about getting in the gym, fixing themselves up, making themselves look good. Now, I don't want to be the guy walking around all proud like, oh, I've got a great body and the rest of you are all fat and ugly. Absolutely not. Why can't you also do the same thing? Why can't I help you get in the right mindset to do the same thing? I go to the gym almost 4 or 5 times a week. I push heavy weights. I've been intermittent fasting for 24 hours today. I can't wait to eat in an hour. I'm starving, but I've done this because it's difficult. Men are supposed to do difficult things. You're supposed to struggle. You're supposed to struggle, but you're not supposed to be depressed. You're not supposed to kill yourself. You're not supposed to take a bunch of antidepressants. You're supposed to learn the principles of what true masculinity is, and you're supposed to use that to your advantage to build a beautiful life that you deserve. That's enough on this one. I could literally talk for days, hours, years, until I'm dead about this subject. Absolutely, truly passionate about this subject. I love you guys for listening to me. Please share this with someone who needs to hear this. I will keep posting the best possible content I can that comes from the heart. None of this is scripted. I don't write any of this down. I come up with the title and I just turn on the camera and I go. And it's 36 years of experience and strife and pain and glory. And it's all up here and I can just naturally fizz it into camera, say it how it is, because I'm speaking from the heart. I'm not speaking from any scripts. I'm not trying to write a marketing hook. I'm not trying to lure you in. I'm not trying to make money off you. I'm not trying to build a marketing funnel. Believe me, I know all of this stuff. I worked at Google. I ran a digital agency for years, which made me a multimillionaire. Believe me, I know about how to do this stuff. If I wanted to, I'd throw a bunch of money and I would do it. But ultimately, the beginning, this is the sort of content I want to do. Unedited, raw, right at you. Let's make men great again, and let's understand the true essence of that term, and let's not take it down the derogatory route just because you read the title and you thought, oh, it's one of these guys. Oh, it's probably a Donald Trump fan. Oh, it's probably a misogynist. Oh, it's probably toxically masculine. All the buzzwords start coming out. Why don't you watch the video and actually listen to the words? Maybe then you'd realize what kind of person I am. Please share this with someone who needs to hear this. My brothers, I'm with you.